All right, my fellow defenders of democracy and digital sovereignty, buckle up because we're about to dive deep into a crisis so immense it makes the Titanic look like a toy boat. Now, I'm not one to beat around the bush, so let me lay it out straight. We've got a technological apocalypse on the horizon, and it's all thanks to our friends over in China. You remember TikTok, right? That little app your kids are glued to, doing all sorts of dances and challenges. Well, hold on to your hats, because that's just the tip of the iceberg, a mere appetizer before the main course of disaster served up by the Chinese Communist Party. And the name of this disaster? Blockchain. That's right, not just any blockchain, but a China-controlled blockchain that threatens to take our sensitive, private data and turn it into the biggest espionage feast you can imagine. Let's paint the picture here. Every piece of data, from your medical records to your midnight snack preferences, stored on this blockchain technology. And who's keen on controlling this technology? You guessed it, China. They're not just interested, they're invested, both money and strategy, deep into this game, aiming to turn blockchain into their playground, their espionage network, their tool for global domination. But wait, it gets better. Remember Huawei? That was just China dipping their toes in the water, a trial run, if you will. They've moved on to bigger and scarier things. While we're over here bickering about internet speeds, they're plotting to snatch our entire digital identity, to wrap their digital fingers around the very fabric of our society. And what's our response? Well, thankfully, Congress is waking up, smelling the cyber coffee, and taking action. But it's a race against time, my friends. We're talking about severing China's invasive digital tentacles through legislation, about safeguarding our national secrets, our military blueprints, our children's futures. Now, let's not kid ourselves. This isn't just about privacy. This is about power, control, and the survival of our way of life. Blockchain might sound like just another buzzword, but in the wrong hands, and let's be clear, any hands attached to the Chinese Communist Party are the wrong hands. It's a weapon. And Xi Jinping? Oh, he's not hiding it. He's out there, bold as brass, declaring China needs to seize the opportunities presented by blockchain. Seize the opportunities? More like seize control over our lives, our freedoms, our nation. But here's the ray of hope, the beacon of freedom shining through the digital storm clouds. Legislation like the Creating Legal Accountability for Rogue Innovators in Technology Act. It's a mouthful, sure, but it's also a lifeline, a shield against the encroaching shadow of digital dictatorship. So, my fellow patriots, it's time to stand up, to rally, to fight not just for our data, but for our dignity, our sovereignty, our American way of life. Because if we don't, we'll wake up one day to find ourselves not in the land of the free and the home of the brave, but in the grip of a digital empire where our every move, every word, and every dream is controlled by the whims of a foreign power. And that, my friends, is a fate we must resist with every fiber of our being. The time to act is now. The battle is upon us, and the fight for our digital independence is a fight for our very essence. So let's band together from sea to shining sea and send a clear, unwavering message. Our data, our privacy, our freedom, they're not up for grabs, not today, not ever. Not on our watch, China.